Thank you, Mr. Chairman. President Trump has made it clear that he only opposes lawful immigration when non-white people immigrate to the United States. His immigration agenda isn't about public safety or economic stability or jobs. It's about racism. It was racist during his first administration. It's racist now. And like his first administration, he's hired a bunch of racists to carry it out. In fact, I'm gonna pause here really quickly. I know we're talking about TPS, but I don't know if anyone else has mentioned the fact that ICE agents were literally dragging a pregnant woman just this week in a viral video. So don't tell me that this isn't about cruelty, because it is. Moving on. The president is now on record admitting to calling majority Black and brown nations, quote, shithole countries. He consistently refers to Black and brown people as, quote, low IQ, stupid, or nasty. His agenda is about one thing: giving racial preference to specific people seeking to immigrate to America, which is illegal and unconstitutional. But nevertheless, they are going to keep trying to get y'all to believe that immigrants are the cause of all your problems. But here's the truth. Immigrants are not responsible for a billionaire CEO refusing to increase your wage. The corporation you work for isn't replacing your job with artificial intelligence because of Haitian refugees. Your landlord isn't increasing your rent because someone who's fleeing gang violence in Central America moved into your community. A Palestinian kid who was afforded a scholarship to study at an American university isn't responsible for your child's tuition increasing. Latino farm workers aren't responsible for prices of your groceries increasing. Let's be clear, blaming migrants and deporting migrants and ending TPS won't improve the lives of most Americans. As you can see, we're in the middle of the largest, most inhumane deportation program in American history. And guess what? Housing is still unaffordable, healthcare is still too expensive, groceries are still too expensive, wages aren't keeping up with inflation, jobs are still being outsourced. So maybe it's not the immigrants. Maybe it's the failed Republican policies. In my state of Texas, the Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the governor's mansion. In the United States, the Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House. Maybe it's the fact that Republicans would rather give permanent tax cuts to billionaires, but won't even give middle-class Americans temporary health care benefits. Maybe it's the fact that President Trump has the wealthiest cabinet in American history, and these people are out of touch with the American public. Now, Mr. Williams, will ending TPS help or hurt the finishing trades industry your union members work in?
It will hurt the construction industry as a whole.
Let me tell you this, or let me ask you this ain't in here. Has it already hurt the construction industry?
It has, because of the fear and uncertainty.
There's a lot of fear. There are workers that are not showing up to their jobs, regardless of their status, because of how immigration is being carried out under this administration. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Will ending TPS help or hurt job site safety?
It will hurt job site safety.
Will ending TPS help or hurt affordability in our communities?
It will hurt affordability in our community.
Exactly. As people are complaining about the fact that housing is up, you've got to think about what those input costs look like. Those input costs, besides the fact that he's been reckless and ridiculous and not been reined in as it relates to the tariffs, and we know that we get a lot of lumber out of Canada. We want to fight with Canada. We want to fight with Mexico. And then we want to tell people that have come here and are going through the process, and I'm not going to say that any process is perfect, but the last time that I checked, Republicans continue to offer us concepts of a plan instead of actual plans, because they would rather campaign on the chaos instead of fixing it. Listen, none of us sitting here, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, wants to be unsafe in our country. I want to be clear. I don't want a criminal in my neighborhood either. But going after all of these countries, when we talk about, it looks like they want to end TPS for Burma and El Salvador and Ethiopia and Haiti and Lebanon and Somalia and South Sudan and Syria. They actually do have Ukraine got extended a little bit, and Yemen got extended a little bit. But the vast majority of these countries, there's one thing in common. A lot of those people from those countries have a little bit of melanin in their skin.
So there you have it. Congresswoman Crockett just laid out her case that this immigration crackdown isn't about safety or jobs. It's about racism and cruelty, plain and simple. She's saying Republicans are scapegoating immigrants for problems that are actually caused by their own failed policies. Billionaire tax cuts, unaffordable health care, stagnant wages, and an out-of-touch cabinet of millionaires. And here's her challenge to the narrative. We're in the middle of what she calls the largest deportation program in American history, and housing is still unaffordable, groceries are still expensive, healthcare costs are still crushing families, and wages still aren't keeping up. So maybe, just maybe, it's not the immigrants. Maybe it's the people in power who'd rather give permanent tax breaks to billionaires than temporary healthcare benefits to working Americans. She brought receipts too. A union representative confirmed that ending TPS will hurt the construction industry, hurt job site safety, and hurt affordability in our communities. The same people complaining about housing costs are supporting policies that will make it worse by removing workers from the labor force and slapping tariffs on lumber from Canada. Look, immigration is complicated, and there are real conversations to be had about border security and legal processes. But Crockett is asking us to look at who's really benefiting from this chaos. When you see a pregnant woman being dragged by ICE agents, when workers are too afraid to show up to their jobs regardless of their legal status, when TPS is being ended for countries with majority black and brown populations, while Ukraine and Yemen get extensions, she's asking you to connect the dots. What do you think? Is she right that this is about racial preference disguised as policy? Or is there more to the story that she's not telling? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from everyone on this. If this video gave you something to think about, hit that like button and subscribe for more unfiltered political commentary. And remember, whether you agree with Crockett or not, these policies have real consequences for real people. Stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll see you in the next one.